Did AJ Francis do the unthinkable and defeat Nick Nemeth to become the TNA World Champion? Who is the #1 contender to the TNA World Championship come Genesis in January? And did Masha Slamovich retain her title against Tasha Steelz? This is your TNA Impact Review. What is up, guys? Welcome back to the Wrasslin for Life Network, and welcome back to another edition of the TNA Impact Review. And I just want to jump right into it. Final Resolution was Friday, December 13th, and did TNA deliver a premium live event, a pay-per-view, a TNA Plus special, whatever you want to call it? TNA delivered. I was there live at Final Resolution in Center Stage in Atlanta, Georgia. And when I tell you the crowd was red hot, the crowd was red hot for TNA. It wasn't red hot for anything else but TNA wrestling from start to finish, from the countdown to Final Resolution, to the start of Final Resolution, to the end of Final Resolution. The crowd was hot and ready to go for all of the matches going down on the card. It was just a fun night of TNA action. If you were there at Final Resolution, you could feel the electricity in the crowd. You can feel the excitement for TNA. You can feel the excitement for Final Resolution. It delivered from top to bottom. Kudos to TNA for beginning the year with a banger with Hard to Kill, and ending the year with a banger with Final Resolution. I'm going to go through a little bit of the card. I might be able to show some clips that I recorded from Final Resolution last night, but let's get into it. So we kicked off Final Resolution with Moose versus Kushida. This was for the X Division title, and this is how you open up a pay-per-view. This is how you open up a TNA special. These two delivered. Really, it was like the main event of Final Resolution in the opener of Final Resolution. That is how much these gentlemen really delivered. Kudos to Moose, kudos to Kushida. Back and forth action. The crowd was heavy Kushida. I was heavy Moose. I really wanted Moose to retain that title, and Moose did retain that title. But this match, excellent from start to finish. Kushida hit some high spots. Moose hit some high spots. There was times where I really thought Moose was not going to retain the title. I thought Kushida was going to get the best of Moose and win the X Division Championship. This was a solid match. And then the commentary team did point out that Kushida challenged for the X Division title at Hard to Kill to begin the year in TNA, and then he ended the year challenging for the X Division title at Final Resolution. But these two gentlemen really delivered in this match. I can't express that enough. If you haven't watched this match, it's the opener. You don't even have to fast forward to get to this match. It is the opener to Final Resolution, and this was the perfect opener for Final Resolution. Moose, I always say Moose is a top-tier talent in TNA. Moose is a top-tier talent. He continues to prove his doubters wrong, and himself just to go out there and do the best he can to represent the TNA brand to the best of his ability. And Kushida, one of the top guys in TNA, just doing his thing in TNA. And I can't wait to see more of these gentlemen going into 2025 and what TNA has in store for 2025. But Moose versus Kushida for the X Division title was an excellent match, and Moose did retain. So we got word before this next match started that Hammerstone was injured and was unable to compete for this match. He was not able to compete in this match. So this was a huge tag team match. It was the Rascals versus PCO and Sammy Callahan versus Jake Something and Alex Hammerstone. And since Alex Hammerstone couldn't compete, Jake Something had to find another opponent, but Jake Something did not want to find another teammate. He decided to go out there on his own. So Alex Hammerstone wasn't able to compete, and Jake Something needed a tag team partner. Jake Something decided to go out there on his own. So this was the big tag team match. The highlight of this match was PCO. PCO delivered. PCO still at his high age. That's how we'll put it. At his high age, is delivering some great matches. The winner of this match was the Rascals. The Rascals did great. PCO and Sammy Callahan did great. Jake Something by himself did excellent. At times, Jake Something seems like he was going to be the MVP of this match. Jake Something was out there power bombing everybody, just hard hitting from Jake Something. PCO flipping off the top onto all of the competitors in the match. This was insane. I believe TNA just had banger after banger after banger matches last night at Final Resolution. It was incredible. It was incredible to see PCO just go out there and do what he does best. It was great to see Sammy Callahan get some good offense in. The Rascals with their high octane and high flying speed, and you got Jake Something as the powerhouse in this match. Kudos to all of the gentlemen in this match. Like I said, this match was won by the Rascals, but I'm probably going to say this for almost all the matches on the card. You have to go watch it. Like, you have to go watch it because it is purposeful that you have to go watch it because it was so good. Each match delivered tonight. Each match carried, throughout. Like, it wasn't a slow, it wasn't like a fast-paced match and then a slow downfall. No, each match carried the momentum throughout the entirety of the night. So go out your way and watch this match as well. But this match was won by the Rascals. Trent Seven versus Ace Austin in some singles action at Final Resolution. This was a great match won by Ace Austin. I don't think there was a surprise here. Ace Austin's been doing his thing since Chris Bay got injured. Prayers for Chris Bay and that he comes back stronger than ever. But this, another phenomenal match. Another phenomenal match. I'm telling you, TNA delivered banger after banger after banger at Final Resolution. Each match, like I said, has, built the momentum to keep the show going. This was phenomenal. Ace Austin had his moments in this match. Trent Seven had his moments in this match. I thought Trent Seven was going to pull it out at one point. Ace Austin just gaining all the momentum and all the strength he could to go through with this match. It was entertaining from start to finish. At one point, Ace Austin kicked out at one. He was feeling it. He was feeling the electricity from the crowd. He was feeling the electricity from the city of Atlanta. Ace Austin was doing his thing in this match, and then he ultimately won again. I said I was going to say this for almost all the matches. This is another one you got to go see. It's on the TNA Plus app, and it's free if you watched last night and hey got the code. So I'm just saying, check it out. It's on the TNA Plus app. Jordan Grace versus Rosemary. This was turning out to be a great match. Jordan Grace potentially on her way out the door from TNA Wrestling, potentially moving over to WWE. You got Rosemary, who they have built up in 2024 as a singles competitor. She's been doing her thing, and I know she's eventually going to get to that TNA Knockouts World Championship. So this was going to be a solid match. The last time these two were in the ring together, they were interrupted by Ash by Elegance. So I was really looking forward to seeing this match have a clean finish and have no interruptions. But there was an interruption, and we'll get to that shortly. But when they faced off a couple of months ago, before Ash by Elegance interfered, they were really cooking. They were really getting into it. And then boom, Ash by Elegance came out, and it didn't ruin the match, but it was like, man, I wish I can see more. I wish we could actually get to the ending of this match. So that was something I was hoping for here with this match with Rosemary and Jordan Grace. Same thing happened. They were getting to that high point. They were getting to the pinnacle of the match, the best parts of the match, and then there was an interruption. Jordan Grace delivered with everything. Rosemary looked strong, but the interruption came from a returning Tessa Blanchard. Tessa Blanchard attacked Jordan Grace. The match ended in a disqualification, so no one basically won. But I'm assuming we're going to get a Tessa Blanchard and Jordan Grace feud over the next couple of weeks as we inch towards Genesis and as Jordan Grace potentially inches to her exit out of TNA wrestling and moving on to WWE or whatever is next for Jordan Grace. But man, I really wanted to see an ending, a conclusion, a pinfall, a submission in this match, because twice we got this match and 2 times we got an interruption, and I really wanted to see Rosemary and Jordan Grace to the completion. But you can check the parts of this match out on the TNA Plus app. It was turning out to be a great match until the interruption by Tessa Blanchard. Joe Hendry is your #1 contender for the TNA World Championship at Genesis. This was a fatal 4-way to determine the #1 contender. It was Joe Hendry, Josh Alexander, Steve Macklin, and Mike Santana. And what a thrilling match this was. What a thrilling match this was. All four gentlemen in this match got their time to shine. Josh Alexander, Steve Macklin, Joe Hendry, Mike Santana all had their moments of greatness in this match per se. I enjoyed this match. It was being in the crowd live. It was like a lot of people wanted Joe Hendry to win. A lot of people wanted Mike Santana to win. It was kind of mixed a little bit. It felt like people wanted Mike Santana to have that moment, but people also wanted Joe Hendry to have his moment, because Joe Hendry has had the time of his life in 2024 with being in WWE and TNA at the same time, challenging for the NXT championship at one point. So it was mixed, because Mike Santana really rose in TNA himself this past year, coming back at Rebellion, really building a name for himself in that TNA locker room, amongst the TNA fans, amongst TNA as a company as a whole. So you really wanted to see two guys really have that pinnacle moment. Only one could have that pinnacle moment, and that was Joe Hendry. And I think this is well deserved for Joe Hendry. Joe Hendry, like I said, won this match. Like I said, I was going to say this for all of the matches, the most of them, that this is a match you got to go out and see. It delivered in every way possible. The pop for Joe Hendry at the during his entrance, the pop for Joe Hendry when he won at the end, just excellent. This match, the crowd was ready for this match. The crowd was ready for this match, and I think all four gentlemen gave the crowd what they wanted. But again, Joe Hendry is your #1 contender to the TNA World Championship, and that match will go down at Genesis. Ooh! You're weird for that. Oh shit. Tasha Steelz versus Masha Slamovich for the TNA Knockouts World Championship. In this match, became a Falls Count Anywhere match before the pay-per-view went live. I was really excited for this match, and I do believe the match did deliver for the time it was given. I wish it was a tad bit longer. I think both women, they were getting to that point where this match was about to kick it into high gear, and then it finished. And I didn't even get to catch the ending of the match on video because it finished so quickly. But I think this was a great match between these two. I don't know what's next for Masha. I really don't know what's next for Tasha. Masha is the Knockouts World Champion, so who does she challenge going into Genesis? Will it be Rosemary? I know Rosemary has been lurking around in the Shadow Realm for who is going to be TNA Knockouts World Champion, so she can take that title away from them. But I'm assuming it's going to be Rosemary next challenging for that title. And I really want to know what's next for Tasha Steelz as well, because Tasha Steelz is a top tier talent. And I feel like sometimes she doesn't get the respect that she deserves because Tasha Steelz can go. She calls herself the greatest that beat the greatest because she pinned Mickie James and won the Knockouts World title. And if you haven't seen that match, it happened a couple of years ago. Both women delivered. So I feel like they have to do something with Tasha Steelz. She just can't be in and out. Tasha Steelz really needs to be in that Knockouts division. Tasha Steelz could potentially win the Knockouts title again in 2025. I don't know, but this was a great match. If you want to go out and see it, go out and see it. I'm just saying, it's on the TNA Plus app. But Tasha and Masha did deliver in this match, with Masha retaining the TNA Knockouts World Championship. We are down to the final two matches of Final Resolution. And the first match was the Hardys defending the TNA World Tag Team Championships against the System in a tables match. I have no words. I have no words. This tables match, I've overused the word delivered today. This tables match was out of this world. This tables match was something that I didn't think I would witness. This tables match was incredible. The Hardys delivered, and I'm overusing that word delivered, I know, but the Hardys delivered. The System delivered. Brian Myers and Eddie Edwards work well as a tag team. The Hardys, top tier tag team, one of the best in the world, and they went head to head at Final Resolution. And this match kicked off in high gear and it ended in high gear. And it got to a point where a fan actually got ejected because he got physical with Eddie Edwards. But man, this match, out of all the matches on the card, and I know I have said this for almost all the matches that you got to go out of your way and see it. Out of all the matches on the card, if there's one match that you only have time for to watch from Final Resolution, it should be the Hardys versus the System. The Hardys feel at home in TNA. They have said they feel like they're at home in TNA. They have re-signed or signed with TNA Wrestling for a whole year. They're planning this division around the Hardys. Jeff Hardy looks super healthy in TNA. Matt Hardy is looking super healthy in TNA. And just the energy that the crowd had for the Hardys last night was unmatched. This match was so good. And then at one point the match ended out in the crowd with Jeff Hardy jumping off the railing onto a table to end the match. This was a tables match that you had to go through two tables, not one, but two tables. And this, I really don't have any words to put together to review this match because the match reviewed itself. I don't know if that makes sense, but I'm just trying to tell you it's better to watch it than for me to talk about it, right? So I'm going to stop talking about this match and just tell you that the Hardys did retain the TNA World Tag Team Championships. Did AJ Francis become the TNA World Champion? I can quickly answer that question and say he did not become the TNA World Champion. AJ Francis challenged Nick Nemeth to the TNA World Championship in the main event of Final Resolution. The crowd was behind Nick Nemeth. The crowd hated AJ Francis. AJ Francis probably had one of his best performances in the ring in TNA this year against Nick Nemeth. I believe Nick Nemeth brought the best out of AJ Francis. AJ Francis might have brought the best out of Nick Nemeth. These two were great. This was an exceptional match. I enjoyed it. The crowd was into it. We were all into it. We all knew Nick Nemeth was going to retain. KC Navarro did get ejected from ringside because he got involved with this match. But kudos to Nick Nemeth and AJ Francis for main eventing the last pay-per-view of 2024 in Final Resolution. Like I said, Nick Nemeth did retain. So that means at Genesis, Joe Hendry will challenge Nick Nemeth to the TNA World Championship, and that is going to be a great match. They had a great match at Bound for Glory before it was interrupted by JBL, and I'm sure they'll have a great match at Genesis, where I do believe Joe Hendry will have his crowning moment as TNA World Champion. But we have to remember, and we have to keep this in mind, y'all. I'm telling y'all, we have to remember that Frankie Kazarian still can call his shot at any time. So at Genesis, Joe Hendry could win, and then Frankie Kazarian can call his shot and potentially beat Joe Hendry on the same night he won the world title. I'm just saying. I'm throwing that out there. But Nick Nemeth did retain the TNA World Championship. That is it for the TNA Impact review this week. Covered all things Final Resolution because I was there in the crowd live. Like I said, the crowd was hot from start to finish. And I want to say that this was probably the best wrestling show I have ever been to. And I've been to a number of wrestling shows over the past 3 years. I've been to 2 SummerSlams. I've been to the Royal Rumble. I've been to Bad Blood, Day One, a host of Raws and SmackDowns, a host of TNA events, and some AEW events as well. And hands down, Final Resolution was probably the best wrestling show I have ever attended. TNA delivered. Again, I'm overusing that word, but TNA delivered at Final Resolution, top to bottom, start to finish. Final Resolution was a pay-per-view for the ages. Again, if you have not seen Final Resolution, it is available on the TNA Plus app. I believe you can buy it on Triller TV as well. But this is it for the TNA Impact review this week. Like I said, Final Resolution delivered in all facets of the word delivered. Thank you for watching on YouTube. Thank you for listening on Spotify, and I will see you in the next one.